Good afternoon. We made it, friends. We made it. It is Friday. This is always a laid back day on the channel. Some people take off early from work, have a different schedule on Friday, getting ready for the weekend. What's everyone doing for the weekend? Not as laid back as our members' lives, though, and I do see we have a new member. Let me scroll through here. Well, first let me tell everyone hi, and then I will find the new member because I can't see who it is, and it doesn't have a name. It's got a beautiful picture, and it says member. Hello, Diane. Hello, Avi. Avi, I sent you an email. Uli girl. Oh, that's me. Don't need to tell myself hi. Miriam Suzanne. Tree Baby Tennessee. She says, love this channel. Love you, girlfriend. Aggie, preschool granny. There's our girl Gaelic. What's she up to? Eternal Faith says, new subscribers. So glad I found this channel. Woohoo! You're gonna fit right in, my friend. Hello, Misty Dew. Jeep, how are you? Mama K, my girl, how are you? Odyssey Grow, how are you? Let's see. May, what's up? Angel P, Rexy, Jules is in. Jules, did you change your name? It looks like you did. Very mysterious, our Jules is. Lisa Irwin, what's up, my friend? If I miss anybody, I do apologize. Just me's in. Beck B, Kane, Magoo. Hang on. Is AWP there yet? I don't know. And I texted JPL because she was going to be live on the scene today. But you know, we have problems with, I don't know if you were here for the lives with JPL and Truckee. We have connection problems. So I need to get a hold of her ASAP and find out if she's going or not. It won't be on this show. There would be a separate show. Hello, Magoo. Seashells. Alicia. I saw Alicia in another chat yesterday. It's like bumping into an old friend at the grocery market. Let's see. Jay Woody, what's up? Brandy, Jennifer, Stardust. Hang on. There's JPL. JPL, I'm getting my hair colored before I head up to Truckee. I hope you're having a great day, Brooks. Well, I'm not getting my hair done, so obviously you're having a better day than me, and I'm not getting to go to Truckee, California, so you win, JPL. You win. See. Oh, new member, Jakey5. Hello, Jakey5. JPL's running late. That's okay. It's a Friday. Blissful hang on. Blissful? Where'd it go? Suzanne? Suzanne's a new YouTube member too. Feels like it's my birthday. What is going on? She's in chat, Brooks. Thank you. I got a jar of dirt. Said she's in chat. I shouldn't have opened my big fat flap. Let me see. Blissful Ash 44. Cool name. Sounds almost like a poem. New to the channel. Welcome. See some new names in here. We don't bite. We're very easy to get to know. So get comfortable and get ready. Make sure you hit the sub, the bell, and the whole 9 yards. That make sure that we can stay in touch. That's what we like. So a lot of fun yesterday. Ryan Upchurch was on the on panel. I think he's really onto something, guys. I do. There's, for some reason, this Ronnie guy, I don't think his name's Ronnie, claiming to have the 2 cousins, says he's black, but he's white. No, there's something definitely going on there. We're going to get to that. JPL, you're going to get a spanking. Thank you for the super sticker. Did I take that down? I'm on the wrong screen. But as I was saying yesterday, the rumors run rampant. Hella rumors and a hellcat. So I hope that the party goers of Truckee, California, particularly from August 5th, remember that there's a very expensive car and a very famous person that's willing to deliver it to you. If you tell them something that's going to lead to finding Kylie. Big T had to correct me on that yesterday. Not just something. Has to lead to finding Kylie. So let's not get cute there, kids. I think you've had enough fun. So anyway, he's honed in on this up churches. He's not giving up. He's not going anywhere. He's worked really hard on this. So for the naysayers that are like, well, why didn't he help with this case or that case? What's wrong with this case? Did Kylie do something to you? Maybe the police ought to look into you with that attitude. Dog the bounty hunter, he might be getting on board. I don't know. Can't hurt. Big news, Adventures with Purpose. They're rolling in today. Last update I got is they're rolling in today. Big blessing there. Big blessing there. Nikki, hello from South Africa. Well, hello. That's a big deal, Adventures with Purpose. I was talking to Morgan. She's actually going to be coming up in a minute. I don't know how much Kylie's family knows about Adventures with Purpose, but you know, they're not a rescue mission per se. If they find, it goes without saying, I'm not a science teacher. If they find her, she's not going to be alive. Okay. But it's huge that they're coming in. We're actually going to watch a little bit of their video where they make the announcement. A lot of stuff going on. The only people that don't have anything going on, if you guys have noticed, the press conferences stopped, I believe with good reason. And Scooby-Doo and the gang shut their traps all at once. It wasn't like Sammy got ass hurt because she got called out in a meeting about the parking, or because she saw on social media people tweeting, why is this Sammy girl so involved? I don't think that was it. Haven't heard anything from Cream Brulee. Jagger really didn't have anything to say anyway because he wasn't there. 10-minute Mags, she went quiet. Everybody went quiet. I don't know Kylie's mom. I've never spoke to her. I've never reached out to her. If I was her, though, I understand she's distraught. Shock, awe, anguish, regret, fear, you name it. Mamas, you name it. She can't find her baby. I would be shaking the shit out of those girls. I'd be up them one side and down the other. What do you mean you were a passenger, but you were driving, Sammy? What do you mean all of 10 minutes, Mags? And that wouldn't even be the tip of the iceberg. I'd have so many questions for those kids. You want attention? You like social media? I get carpal tunnel using that phone. I'd be on it so much. You name the platform, I'd be on it. Sammy Smith, what happened to my daughter? She didn't disappear in 18 minutes. They've checked for accidents. Mags, what do you mean you were just there for 10 minutes? How could you leave my daughter drunk? You admit she was drinking. I wouldn't stop. I'd be all over those kids. That would be my mission. That would be my mission, on top of finding my daughter. On top of finding my daughter, for sure. So speaking of rock stars, since we had one on here yesterday, we have another one. I've been wanting to have Morgan on for a long time. We're obviously on different continents, basically. So let's give a warm welcome to Morgan and get her take on the case. Welcome, Morgan.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you. This is a big treat. So you've been in Discord for a long time, following the channel, and I just love going back and forth with you about the cases. So we're not We're not blaming anybody per se. We are blaming them if they truly let her drive away drunk. What do you think is going on here?
Well, I'm not blaming anyone like you say, but I'm also blaming them because they're not saying anything. It'd be easier for them to get off with it if they were speaking, but they're not. So if they hadn't witnessed anything or known anything, there'd be nothing to hide. But I just don't understand why absolutely no one there is saying anything. Because with a group of people, it's difficult for at least not one person to crack and say something, but nobody's saying anything.
Nothing of any value, huh? They even forgot, especially the one that knows everything, forgot that she had 2 different hoodies on that night.
Yeah, I find it all very strange.
Very strange. Now, you're a little older than these kids. Obviously, they're not like you. Nothing like that would go down around you. What do you think about their lack of emotion for their friend being missing?
In kind of two minds, because if something traumatic did happen, I could see that they'd be like in a state of shock, but at the same time, you can still tell them. Like nobody's, well, no, not that we know of, is threatening them that if they go forward, and if they are, then that's also bad. But I just think, yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, no emotion, and I was a ball of emotion at that age. It didn't take me much to get me uh mad, laughing, crying. I've developed a thicker skin over the years.
Exactly, especially when it's one of your friends. I know any of my friends that happened to, even if it was somebody I vaguely knew or had heard of, I'd be shocked and like more emotion than these kids seem to have.
And they have little to none. Mags has some nerves going on. I have noticed that in a couple of interviews. Some people call it intimidation. A little nervous. I do pick up on some nerves from her. Sammy is cold as ice. Don't try reading into it anymore. She is cold. She's frigid. This is not affecting her for some reason.
Well, and that's why I also think that she wasn't really that close with her, because if she was, she'd have a bit more there, you would have thought.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you think she'd be a bundle of nerves, especially since she's the last phone call and she's the one that let her drive drunk and she's the one that knows everything. Her, of all people, she should be in worse shape than the mom.
Exactly. Well, that's what I think that they all should be, because they possibly witnessed it or know something about it. They should all be absolutely distraught. But nothing.
No, nothing. Nothing. They make Dawn and Candace Wells look sympathetic. They make them look like they care.
Yeah, well, at least they pretended.
No, they tried. They gave a good swing at it. Suzanne says, do you have a link to Discord for members, love? Yes, we do have a members room. That's just for members to chat. And then we have rooms for everything from, I don't know, Morgan, what? All the different cases, birthdays, movies. Help me out here.
Exercise, books, quotes, positivity, holidays.
Holidays, yeah. That one's getting ready to get lit up, by the way. Yeah, so it's not your average Discord. People hear Discord and they're like, oh, it's some kind of like, unFacebook, mean girl throwdown. Nah, we don't roll like that. But if you do want to come into Discord, email me at cll72020@gmail.com. Just tell me your YouTube name and I'll get you a link. I would put the links expire really fast, so I've got to be fast. So Gaelic Girl just sent me an article. Hang on. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm not going to read too much into it, but I do want to discuss it with you guys for certain. Can everyone see the screen? How are we doing, Morgan?
Yep.
All right. Sweep for sickos. It's as if I wrote this. Now, bear in mind, this is from The Sun. Kylie Rodney investigation leads to sex offender being arrested and another charge during search for missing 16-year-old girl. This is going to be running rampant. You guys are going to hear this on a lot of channels, in your Facebook groups and stuff. From what I'm gathering, it is in no way connected, but they did good on the clickbait. Got me. Officials with the Placer County Sheriff's Office conducted a sweeping sex offender operation on yesterday, as the search for Kylie Rodney stretched into its second week. Poor Kylie. There's Kylie right there. There's the whole setup and everything. Oh, wow. The suspect arrested in the search is not believed to be connected to Rodney's disappearance. Well, then they shouldn't have used that headline. But they did. Reminds me of the Dylan Rounds case, because they went through Lucin, Utah, and they did a clean sweep of the town. And of course, people are like, it's got to be one of them, but it wasn't. PCSO and Truckee police conducted a joint sex offender compliance sweep throughout the Truckee and North Tahoe area, officials revealed on Friday. PCDO revealed the operation, which occurred on Thursday, August 18th, resulted in several sex registrants being found in violation of their terms. Well, what the hell were they doing all this time? They weren't checking in with you guys. Isn't that part of their release? Huh. I wonder what these violations were. Any ideas, Morgan?
Well, I can guess that we probably wouldn't want to know.
I don't want to know either, Morgan. Kylie was last seen at an end-of-school event near the Prosser family campground in Truckee just after midnight. All right, so they got a lot of business going on in Truckee. I bet those officers are working overtime, double time, triple time. So we did a sweep of the sex offenders in the area. Something could come out of it. One of the sickos, one of the pedos could have been at the party. So we're not going to discount it. Just as of right now, it's saying the one they arrested is not in connection.
Oh, it makes me sick.
Teresa Randall, clickbait again by the Sun, no surprise. Never discount the Sun. They know how to get you to open up that link, don't they? But it's okay, because we still need to know that, well, obviously they're still conducting police business, not just looking for Kylie. So that's good for the citizens of Truckee. But that they're looking beyond the party. They're not just, it's an accident. I'm wondering if the police, after talking to the kids and everything, ever 100% believe that it was just an accident. Or if they always had it in the back of their mind that one of these kids could have had something to do with it. What do you think, Morgan?
I don't even think this would have been made this big if they did believe them for 1 minute. To be honest, I don't know. I just feel like they brought this out so early, and if they thought that anything was an accident, they wouldn't have. I don't think they would be doing all of this. I honestly don't.
No, I don't either, because in their initial investigation, meaning right off the bat, when they got the 911 call, they talked to mom. She'd been at a party. They start talking to, more than likely, Sammy, because it seems like she is the kid that sits in the front row and has her hand raised all the time. That's how she presents herself. Different side to Sammy, though. We're going to get to that. So I'm sure they already had an inkling that this could go nefarious at any minute. because, well, we wouldn't have heard about it.
Exactly.
There's no reason for a girl in Oklahoma or a girl in England to hear about a car wreck in California, as tragic as it may be. You know,
Well, exactly. They happen all over the world every single day.
yes, they do. Something just dawned on me. Do you find it odd that Sammy, I haven't heard Sammy say this, but I mean, she kind of ran straight to social media about Kylie being missing. Did she never assume it was an accident, or do you think she always wanted to put it out there that it's got to be trafficking and she's halfway across the world, as she eloquently put it?
Well, I think it just proves that she knows a bit more than she's letting on, because your mind doesn't automatically go to that if you can't find your friend.
Yeah, who the hell assumes that their friend's been trafficked and is halfway across the world?
Nobody does. They might have been at a friend's house, they might have just got lost, who knows? But why would you instantly go to that?
Anyone find a red flag in that? That Sammy wants us to believe that Kylie's halfway around the world and she's been trafficked from the party that she knows everything about?
Apart from the colour of the hoodie.
And that she had 2 different hoodies on? And wasn't sure about her Apple Watch, but can tell you about the sticker on the back of the phone? That's why I kind of wonder who sent the text at 12:15. If it's just a regular kind of, vanilla ice cream with no sprinkles kind of text, it may not have raised any red flags with mom. But I hope it does by now, because her daughter disappeared in 18 minutes. She gets a text. It's also been said by people that know them that kind of seems odd to them, because mom and daughter have sure, you're going to check in if you don't plan to come home at all that night, from what I'm gathering, but I'm going to be 30 minutes late was not their usual. Am I making sense?
I just think anyone that decides to send a text is a bit stupid. Like, just leave it. If you've done something, why would you even message?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody obviously knew that she knew somebody there. This is just what I think. I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. I think somebody there was aware, either because they knew Kylie well, or because she had said at the party, or when she was invited to the party, okay, but I have to be home at this time. Somebody had that time in their mind, because as some friends of the family have said, Kylie wouldn't have told her mom. Now, her mom is saying now, well, that's just, she's considerate like that. Of course, you're going to say that, mom. But they're like, she wouldn't have been on pins and needles to tell her mom, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late. Mom was asleep anyway. Mom got the text and went back to sleep. She didn't know Kylie didn't make it home until she woke up the next morning.
In my opinion, I think whoever sent the text had to be a very close friend of Kylie's, or at least knew her passcode, or Kylie was still there and they used her face to unlock it.
Oh, the passcode. We've never mentioned the passcode. Yeah, somebody would have to have the passcode, and somebody that was paying extra special attention to her phone that even can describe it.
Yeah.
Sticker
Or
on.
she was still there at the time and they used her, even if she was passed out or something, they could have used her face to unlock it.
Oh, you're getting really deep and you don't even realize where my mind's going now.
Because she would still be there if they didn't know the password.
AV agreed with you, but with face recognition, they could have used her face. Still, it was really dumb to say, going to be a little bit late. Did they know that mom would go back to sleep? I don't think so. I just don't see Kylie sending a message at 12:15, especially when she's drunk out of her mind. Do not forget how messed up she supposedly was. Now, we have never heard what she was doing, what drugs she was taking, bong rips or whatever. We just heard everything she drank, Sammy drank out of.
So why wasn't Sammy laying on her back as well?
Sammy's got an iron leg, let me tell you. She's
Clearly.
cold. She's cold. When I see this picture and I think about when JPL was at the community meeting and she asked about the parking, and Sammy got a little uneasy with that question. That's really, as far as I know, that's really the only emotion we got out of her. Who is she staring down at this picture? This lady's asking a question. You see this lady with the microphone. She's not looking ahead at the person that's speaking and addressing the community. She's looking at her like, don't ask it. Look at that picture. Don't ask it. What are you going to ask? Why is she eyeing her down like that? Nobody else is. Look at all these people sitting around her. One lady in the front, she kind of turns around to see who's talking. She's staring her down. Jenny Rose, where is Mags? Where's Sammy? Where's Kate? They all disappeared. I really don't even know why Jagger said anything at all. He wasn't there at all. But that could just be, he wants to look valiant, maybe. We lost you for a minute, Morgan. Everything okay?
Sorry about that. My internet cut out, so I've just connected to my 4G.
That is okay. That's okay. I'm with Avi. I watch too many Lifetime movies. Me too.
Yeah, me too. And that's what makes it even more scary, because we've seen this before.
Well, and that's the thing, whether you're new to true crime or you've been around since the Menendez brothers days, if you know what I mean, you can always tell in these cases, and it's okay. Welcome to the club. Doors always open. When someone's new to true crime, because they kind of have the same things to say over and over, but we're like, nah, we've been doing this a while. We're just too skeptical.
Yep, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, he's right. There's a reason we're so skeptical. We've seen just too much nasty stuff,
Yeah. It's horrible.
Too much nasty stuff. Hang on really quick. I want to go through. Okay, so I don't know if there's anything. Is there any update? Adventures with Purpose. That's the video they did the other day. Let's go through a minute of that. And then I want to go through the interview again with mom and the stepdad, because there's something in there that piqued my interest and I want to hear it again. I'm not blaming mom. I do want to know where stepdad was that night. I've never heard where Kylie's stepdad was. I'm not trying to open a whole new can of worms and throw yet another wrench in. I'm not trying to do that. I do wonder, though, what their relationship was like. I just wonder. And I've never heard where he was that night. And I've listened to the interview several times, and I've never heard where he was the night of August 5th. I am kind of interested in that. So hold on. Jenny, I don't get good vibes about him. Jenny, that's like your third comment where you're reading my mind. What is going on here?
I think as well, the thing with that is that if he went to pick her up or he turned up and she saw him, nobody would have questioned anything.
Nope. Anybody know? We got 739 people in here. By the way, give it a like. while we're loading this up. Has anybody heard where was the stepfather that night? Did he go out with the mom that night? Did he stay home? Does anyone know? And I'm not trying to start anything. Jay Woody, no statement.
It is strange that we haven't heard anything about that.
That's very important to know. Lauren said stepdad is in the photo in the woods. Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, no. Oh, God.
Lauren, it's Friday. Let's go through Adventures with Purpose. I'm going to try to find this out. You guys, has anyone heard where stepdad was the night of August 5th? Dadgummit. Don't do this to me on a Friday.
I got you. Your audio is great.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. This is a formal announcement that we will be coming to work the Kylie Rodney case upon request. And make no mistake, whatsoever, that we hope and we pray that Kylie is found prior to our arrival. Please do not misunderstand that. For security purposes, unfortunately, I cannot disclose which agencies we will be assisting, so please respect that as we respect those agencies' wishes. As you guys know, please also take into consideration the fact that this is different from what we normally do as well, as we do not specialize in fresh cases. We specialize in cold cases, cases that resources are no longer being administered in, and the climate of those resources, etc., are completely different than a fresh case. However, like I said, upon being requested, we will finish what we are doing here in Wisconsin, and we will be on our way. Again, we hope and pray that she is found and found safe prior to our arrival. Some of the reasons we haven't normally typically taken on cold, fresh cases and have specialized in cold cases, are some of the things that I just mentioned. And you may be asking yourself, what do we bring to the table that 16 other agencies haven't already? And I'll let Nick go into some of those reasons right now.
So the reason we feel that our services would be beneficial to this case is that we specifically specialize in underwater searches. We want to make sure the agencies involved have every resource available to bring answers to Kylie's family. I personally have experience in scuba diving, professional scuba diving. I'm a certified master scuba diver and an open water scuba instructor. Most of my time spent scuba diving is in cold water and in waterways with low to no visibility. That's another area where we specialize in that we think they could use our talents and our skills.
With that said, Kylie's case is not the only case in this area. There are multiple fresh cases that we are being requested and brought in on. We have 22-year-old Jalissa Fuentes, 36-year-old Juan Zavala, and 29-year-old Jeanette Pantoya. Several of those cases involve vehicles, and that's what we specialize: underwater sonar, search and recovery, as you guys have seen in all of our search investigations displayed on YouTube and Facebook. Us specializing in sonar, we have an edge that is really unique. Our skill set is extremely unique, and that's what we bring to the table on this case. And it's really, really hard for me to sit here and say I hope we're successful, because I do not whatsoever. I hope that this is resolved prior to us arriving, and we can go assist the thousands of other cases that we have on our workload right now. And, this is just a very unfortunate circumstance. I want to thank everybody for all of the thousands of requests that have been brought in due to this case. You guys know, we typically don't get into fresh cases, but being as though we're being requested, it's a completely different ballgame. So I hope you guys understand that as well. In regards to how this is going to unfold here, you can follow all of our efforts on YouTube and Facebook. So please get connected there. We will post updates. We post all of our searches, our investigations on there for everybody to see. So thank you guys for connecting with us. Thank you to all of our supporters out there who have put us in this position to be able to help so many families and law enforcement agencies across the country. It means a lot to us, but it means a lot to thousands of families. To date, we have been able to help solve 23 cold cases in the last 2 years, as well as locate over 500 vehicles nationwide underwater. And as of yesterday, we've successfully recovered 187 of those vehicles from underwater. So we bring a really unique set of skills to this case. And I'm pretty optimistic that once we get there, if this is not closed prior to our arrival, we'll make a lot of leadway on this case that hasn't before. You know, when we don't consider anything searched underwater unless we have searched it. And that's not a knock on any other agency, but sonar is a really unique capability. And, you know, we're going to bring those skills. We're going to use it. We're going to start at square one with the intel that we have received on this case. We're going to work it like we work any other case. We're going to set up our grid, our search grid. We're going to outline from there, and we're going to go forth and utilize the tactics that we've evolved here at Adventures with Purpose. That's what we're here for. This is the purpose that you guys have put us in the position to help. You know, that the purpose is amazing. So, you know, again, thank you guys for assisting us. And, you know, Kylie's case is not the only case. You know, Jalissa and Juan and Jeanette's case aren't the only cases. 600,000 people go missing every year. You know, a good percentage of those people do turn up, but we're talking about the nation's silent mass disaster. And, you know, I couldn't imagine, you know, us coming to town in any town. And when we come, you know, we're coming to really help. Our hearts are in it. And we understand the power that you guys have given us and the position you guys have put us in to help so many people. Do you have anything else left to say, Nick?
I just want to reiterate, I really appreciate the community support and the thousands of fans that have helped us out along our travels. It means a lot to us, and it just goes to show that when communities come together, we can solve problems. And again, I just want to thank everybody for watching our videos, and the community support is awesome, and I appreciate it.
Yes. Again, this is servicing as a direct breaking news announcement for you guys that we will be working this case and the other cases as well in that area as soon as we're finished here in Wisconsin. We will be en route here within a day or so. So please, again, you know, please be considerate. The fact that we cannot disclose a lot of the information surrounding us being requested, the agencies we will be working with and so forth, and make sure that you are connected with our YouTube and our Facebook page as well, so that you can follow us along and get updated as far as what's unraveling in front of us. Yeah. So with that being said, I want to encourage everyone out there, you know, if you have tips or information, make sure you reach out to the Placer County Sheriff's Office, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, or me directly at doug@adventureswithpurpose.com. If you have credible information involving this case, you know, please reach out again to the Placer County Sheriff's Office, Nevada County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, or myself directly at doug@adventureswithpurpose.com. And I want to thank each and every one of you again for being patient with us. We will be on our way to California. And again, thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Okay, so Doug said you can also contact him with information. Doug is more reliable than Sammy. Not being a hypocrite here, just saying Doug has no reason to not turn a tip over. Just there's the elephant in the room. I did see a comment. Someone said Sammy's watching. I bet Sammy's watching a bunch of stuff. Sammy, if you're watching, we have members lives on Saturday. Join
Sorry,
us.
that really made me laugh.
Members live. You okay, Morgan?
No, that really made me laugh.
Sammy, we have members lives. We have giveaways, Sammy. We have a lot of giveaways. We haven't done giveaways in a while on the members live, Sammy. We might have something special for you if you want to come to our members live. Or come in here and grab the link, Sammy. Okay, Ruthless said AWP will be in tonight. Probably start searching tomorrow morning. Great, guys. Great, guys. This is awesome. This is awesome. So we have heard, not surprising, small town, kids the same age, Kylie and Mags's mom, their moms, they're friends. We've seen it on Facebook for the last week and a half and stuff like that. Again, I really wish, and maybe she has, I just haven't seen it, Kylie's mom would start calling these girls out. They have hindered this investigation hands down. They've hindered this. Sammy especially.
I don't think they should have been allowed near it in the first place. I think that's one thing that the police department have done majorly wrong in this, is given the children so much control in this.
Well, they didn't give them any control. That's the thing, because I loved it last Wednesday, last Thursday. It looked that way. Yeah, it looked that way for a little bit. I thought this just can't be. Now, I said on the channel last week, I said, no. I said, not in my America. These kids are not qualified to take tips. No way. I loved it when law enforcement started clapping back. I loved it when Angela, the public information officer that we've seen at all the press conferences, said there's only one team. And she meant the ones with badges or the ones that report to them and cooperate. No, Sammy, you don't have a team. No, Sammy. I don't think I got your take on this, Morgan. Did you see this picture of her staring down the lady? If looks could kill, with the microphone.
Yeah, that's... if I looked at someone like that, I'd probably get a smack. And I'm 21.
Like I said, a couple of people are looking over their shoulders like, who's talking? Just nonchalant. Not Sammy. She's looking at her like, what are you asking? What are you about to ask?
How dare you ask that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't want to get famous off of this. I loved that quote.
Oh, yeah. Because when you don't want to get famous, the known thing to do is go to the media.
Well, Sammy's the Julia Roberts of Truckee. She said, I didn't mean to get famous off of this. You're not famous, Sammy. You are not famous. Let's look at the interview. I've got questions about stepdad, guys. I've got questions about stepdad. Not ready to speculate anything yet because this can go any direction. Adventure Purpose can find her when they go. They've got totally different equipment. So when people go, but law enforcement's already looked. Brooks, you're such an idiot. Law enforcement already looked. Why are these guys going? It's just for clicks and views. Shut up. They have different equipment. They have totally different equipment.
I'm terrified for them to go, to be honest.
Janice, it's not stepdad. Come on. No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just wondering where he was August 5th. I'm just wondering. He was on this interview. I am not saying it's stepdad. I'm not trying to open that can of worms. We have over 900 people in here. Where was he that night? I mean, in almost 2 weeks of talking about this case, I've never heard where the stepdad was. Stepdad allegedly with mom at hot August nights. Okay, there we go. So we're going to watch the interview. And he doesn't say anything because I've watched it several times. But like I said, it can go anywhere. Upchurch, he's focused on Ronnie or whatever his real name is. We'll talk about that. Could be. I don't discredit any. That's the thing for people that are new here. We welcome all theories and opinions. Now, if you get way off base, then we're like, yeah, let's reel it in. That's not anywhere where law enforcement's pointing. They haven't said anything that would be anywhere relatable to that. And I agree, law enforcement knows. They got to prove it. I hate to make obvious statements. They know, or they've got a pretty darn good idea. I'm going to put the link up. Hang on. If anybody wants to discuss this with myself and the wonderful Morgan. Bullhorn Betty says, I'm so happy AWP is involved. I really believe this is a horrible accident with an intoxicated teen. Oh, that's what I think something went down at that party, but somebody had to cover it up. I also want to know why any parent, they say parents, but any parent, especially plural, more than one, would go and clean the party up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm getting all over the place. Reel me back in, Morgan.
I'm about to go completely off track again, but do you know if they've checked, like, I presume they've checked, like, the ground surrounding anywhere where there could have been a potential for her to go into the water, like even if there was any grass or anything that was out of place or tracks or anything.
My understanding, JPL has seen all the agencies out there. I mean, she's seen them all. I did get this email. I got it here somewhere. Hang on. I'm not going to say the name because it doesn't matter. It's from a local. They have checked the water several times, many ways. It's okay for AWP to do their thing. They've got different equipment. Okay, so she said they have checked the water several times, many ways. Air, boat, swimming, dogs, all of it. And like I said, JPL has seen all this with her own eyes. Lots of people keep saying this. They keep asking, well, why didn't they check this? Why didn't they check that? They have. She said, trust me, it's been done. They'll do it again. She said, no, cliffs aren't everywhere. Now, the cliffs that are there, she said, this is the Sierra, but it's not Yosemite. There is a pot. Hang on. But it's not. Glasses would be nice. Glasses would be nice. She said, no, cliffs aren't everywhere. This is the Sierra, but it's not Yosemite. There's nowhere to just drive off a cliff into the lake, really. But where that is a possibility, it's already been searched. Also, from what I'm gathering, there's been a drought, and wouldn't there be tire tracks?
That's what I was just thinking. That's what I mean. Surely that there'd be tire tracks, or if there's grass or any sort of like wildlife, there would be tracks through it.
It's easy to detect a car wreck. I am not an investigator. I am not a detective. I don't have training in that. But I could damn sure tell if a car went through something.
Exactly.
Broke a guardrail.
And it's not a small car.
Some sort of disruption.
It's not really a small car.
And that's what flips me out. It's one thing for a person to be missing. People are hard to find.
Oh, this is just my worry, though, because if they do find this car in that water and she's not in it, then we're back at square one.
Oh, isn't that the word on the YouTube streets? I've seen a lot of that. A lot of people have reached out and they're like, I'm just afraid that the guys are going to get there, Adventures with Purpose. They're going to find the car and her not in it. Or they're going to, do their thing. They're going to come out with a phone. No car, no Kylie, just a phone.
Whatever outcome is going to be tragic, because if they don't find anything, then we're none the wiser of anything anyway. If they find the car with her in it, that's tragic. If they find the car without her in it, that's the worst case almost, because where the hell is she?
Where is she? This is really important. Hang on, Dan. Welcome to the channel, Dan. A video showed the drive from party to Kylie's house, I'm assuming, the lodge, and there was nowhere that she wouldn't be seen if she wrecked. The hills had guardrails. That was my understanding too, that there would be some sort of disturbance somewhere. You don't have to even have a trained eye to notice it if there was a car wreck.
Could they have changed the number plate on the car?
Well, somebody else would be missing their license plate.
Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
That was kind of quick, wasn't it, Morgan? I didn't even have to write that down. I don't know where I got that.
Yeah, that was right.
What the hell? Yeah, I'm very anxious for Adventures with Purpose. Very. All right, let's look at this with Mom and Stepdad real quick. We watched it yesterday. I want to look at it again. If I have an echo, let me know, okay, Morgan?
Yeah.
Is with the support of my community, my family, my friends, my faith, my hope.
Parents of a missing California teenager desperate
There's
for
an echo.
information about their daughter Kylie, last seen at an outdoor high school party. What her mom tells me about the last time she heard from her daughter.
All new episodes of Forensic Files 2 tonight at 10 on HLN.
Developing story, the latest on the search for 16-year-old Kylie Rodney, missing for more than a week now. Kylie was last seen at an end-of-summer high school outdoor party at a campground in the small Northern California town of Truckee. Police say they have logged more than 3,000 man-hours looking for Kylie, using helicopters, dive teams too, and her high school friends are also on the front lines of this search. The FBI is involved as well. This is the last known image of Kylie taken at a store in Truckee just after 6 p.m. before she attended that party. Kylie's parents, along with authorities, are pleading with those at the party. It grew larger than they initially thought, close to 300 people, to come forward with any information you have.
Okay, they're going to get to the singing and stuff. So while they're doing that, it was said from the beginning, almost 2 weeks ago, with all those people, this is easy. This is easy. And I had a couple of comments in here saying, no, it's not that easy to find a car wreck. I'm saying her drive, I'm not going to compare it to a car wreck somewhere else. Her drive that's been driven many times by authorities, I could be wrong. They said they would see some disturbance. They would see a car wreck. I know there's other car wrecks where it's taken months, years to find people. Hang on. So a lot of people, of course, that was our thing, our speculation. There's got to be hundreds, videos, pictures, stuff floating around. I think I said it on the first show. Not this Monday. We just had the Monday before. Yeah, almost 2 weeks. All right. Placer Sheriff tweeted, there definitely was not hundreds of videos / photos. We have been transparent with the public from the beginning, and we need the public to trust us to do our job. But we still need the community's help in gathering that information.
Why is nobody kicking their kids and telling them, wake up, just talk?
They're saying there's not. They're saying there's not.
Oh, I can't even imagine why.
Mm-mm. No, I put that up because I saw a comment in chat. So hang on.
Hundreds of people gathered yesterday to honor Kylie with music. Her friends and family say playing instruments was her passion.
It's not just people coming together to have a party. It's because we are connected to her musically, and we're playing her songs, and we are playing things that we hope she can hear so she knows that we're going to find her.
She was always singing in the car, singing all the time, singing everything. I know she liked to play the guitar a lot. She knew a lot of instruments.
And this is Kylie playing guitar when she was younger with her grandfather. And her mom tells me Kylie was always good about checking in with her and letting her know she was okay. The last time she heard from her daughter was at the party when Kylie texted her mom and said she was getting ready to leave.
The very last text that I got from her was at 11:30, the night of the party, saying that she was planning on leaving in about 45 minutes and would be heading home. One of the reasons even that she had sent that text then is because we had originally planned and agreed upon a 12:30 curfew for the night. And so leaving at 12:15 would have put her home at about 12:45 instead. And she is so good at always reaching out and checking in, that she did that just to let me know that she was just planning on being 15 minutes late.
And you said, be careful, like all moms do.
She did that just to let me know
And how
that
did
she
she
was just planning on
respond?
being 15 minutes late. She said, I will, Mama, I love you.
And you said, be careful, like all moms do.
She did that just to let
And
me know
just
that she
ahead,
was
you will
just
hear
planning on being
more
15
from Kylie's
minutes.
mom and
She said, I will,
stepdad,
Mama,
who you
I
just
love
saw.
you.
They say, of course, the main goal is to find their daughter. And they say they find solace in the many friends that are on the front lines as well, looking for their daughter, knowing this is not easy for anyone involved. They're asking for your help as well. If you do have any information about Kylie Rodney, please contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office. That number is on your screen, 530-581-6320. And you can email findkylie@gmail.com. There is also a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to her safe return. Authorities also want you to know you can remain anonymous.
Okay, and there's also a very expensive car that will be given to anybody that wants to give information that leads to Kylie. Correct, Morgan?
Correct. Have you seen, there's somebody in the chat that says he was there.
I pinned the Ramon. I pinned the link. Why don't you grab it and come up? You don't have to be on camera unless you're the person backstage. Aaron Hicks asks, what do you think, Brooks? Oh boy. I think either this was something happened at the party and they covered it up. That's where I'm leaning. I'm not going to discount the whole mean girl thing. Ramon, are you trolling or do you want to talk? Are you Ronnie? Ramon.
Come here, boy.
Come on, Ramon. Do you want a Hellcat, Ramon? Ramon? Ramon, I just saying I was at party. Well, come on up. Come on up. Come on up, Ramon. Just tell us about the party. Did you make any new friends? What time did you leave? I'm not going to ask you many questions. You just tell us. There's also a number scrolling at the bottom here. It's you can contact. You can tell them about the party. Might get a nice new car out of it. Ryan Upchurch will drive it up to you. Probably want to use your real name for that to get some notoriety. I would.
Oh, this is cracking me up. I'm sorry.
Ramon? Ramon, I want to hear about the party. Ramon, don't forget we have members' lives on Saturday. Do you want to? I go there to swim in lake on weekends. So you saw something when you were there swimming, Ramon?
You have a snorkel on or something?
Or if you want, you can tell us in chat. That's okay. I don't know. Ramon?
So was he at the party or did he go swimming?
Were you at a swimming party, Ramon, and you just happened to notice this party? Because all these kids were in hoodies. It seemed a little chilly to them. Do you have some kind of wetsuit or something when you were swimming? Because everybody else had a hoodie on. I go there to swim in lake on weekends. Were you swimming? Or were you at the party, Ramon?
Oh, for goodness sake. Have you seen?
I don't know what's going on.
Lauren Noel Hall said he was saying how he saw girls topless there at the party, and I'm just thinking, how many more topless girls are there in this case?
Okay, Ramon says when it's warm, he goes swimming there on the weekends. So in the daytime. So let's say that you're out there and you're doing your laps, Ramon, and then you see the party. You said you were at the party.
I think it's a waste of time.
Yeah, I think we'll just wait. We'll just wait. But, you know, he said, I'm just saying because Sammy sounds nervous. With good reason, Ramon. With good reason. No pun intended. She stuck her toes. She didn't stick her toes in the shallow end to test the water like you do as a swimmer. She jumped in the deep end. What a letdown, Ramon.
I was quite looking forward to that.
Damn it, Ramon. Well, so much for our big scoop, guys. Okay, so I don't know. Some people say that stepdad was in Reno with mom. I don't know. Mom said she got the text from Kylie at 12:15. I just haven't heard any verification from stepdad. Like I said, I'm not opening up another can of worms, not trying to put stepdad into anything nefarious. At this case, this can go anywhere. Anywhere. We got Ronnie. Sammy. We got Jagger wasn't there, so we can get rid of Jagger. Ramon could help us, but he's watching his Michael Phelps reruns. It could go anywhere. But like I said, in here, we listen to everybody's theories, opinions, and we have a discussion.
Did the mum get 2 texts then? Because in that video of the news, she said, I don't know if it was all in the same text, but after the one where she was saying she was going to be late, then she said, I love you or something. I don't know if it was in the same message or...
Hang on, let's listen to it.
And they initially thought close to 300 people to come forward with any information you have. Hundreds of people gathered yesterday to honor Kylie with music. Her friends and family say playing instruments was her passion.
It's not just people coming together to have a party. It's because we are connected to her musically, and we're playing her songs, and we are playing things that we hope she can hear so she knows that we're going to find her.
She was always singing in the car, singing all the time, singing everything. I know she liked to play the guitar a lot. She knew a lot of instruments.
And this is Kylie playing guitar when she was younger with her grandfather. And her mom tells me Kylie was always good about checking in with her and letting her know she was okay. The last time she heard from her daughter was at the party when Kylie texted her mom and said she was getting ready to leave.
The very last text that I got from her was at 11:30, the night of the party, saying that she was planning on leaving in about 45 minutes and would be heading home. One of the reasons even that she had sent that text then is because we had originally planned and agreed upon a 12:30 curfew for the night. And so leaving at 12:15 would have put her home at about 12:45 instead. And she is so good at always reaching out and checking in, that she did that just to let me know that she was just planning on being 15 minutes late.
And you said, be careful, like all moms do. And how did she respond?
She said, I will, Mama, I love you.
Just ahead, you will hear more from Kylie's mom and stepdad you just saw. They say, of course, the main goal is to find their daughter. And they say they find solace in the many friends that are on the front lines as well, looking for their daughter, knowing this is not easy for anyone involved. They're asking for your help as well. If you do have any information about Kylie Rodney, please contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office. That number is on your screen, 530-581-6320. And you can email findkylie@gmail.com. There is also a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to her safe return. Authorities also want you to know you can remain anonymous.
All new episodes of Forensic Files 2 tonight at 10 on HLN.
He goes to a business meeting and doesn't come back.
The meeting was normal.
Did the mom
Case leaves a money trail, all evidence.
Forensic Files 2.
About the last time she heard from her daughter.
Did her mum also nearly just speak about her in the past tense?
She did slip and say was instead of is. She could have come to that reality. I'm just, I get really hung up on past tense. I do. When right off the bat they do it. So she could, she could just be, she's accepted it. You know what I mean?
I almost hope so, because I think it would be even worse if she was not being realistic about it.
And she's not up to date. This is from a couple of days ago. The reward is bigger. It's up to 75,000 now, guys, right? Not 50. But then she also has a GoFundMe. Now, when I saw the GoFundMe, she did not set it up. Someone else did. But she's the beneficiary. People keep asking me, who's getting the money? Well, Mom's getting the money. It was put out. Let me look at it. I don't want to tell you wrong. Hang on. Okay. Google freaks me out. I typed in Kylie ROD and it popped up Kylie Rodney GoFundMe. Okay, the GoFundMe is up to $59,300. The goal is $150,000. People are throwing some fat cash in there too. Someone named Amy is organizing this fundraiser on behalf of Lindsay Neiman. That's Kylie's mother. The GoFundMe came out very shortly after Kylie disappeared. Now, Mom may not realize that unless she was raising money for a reward. But like Adventures with Purpose, they're not going to ask for any of this money. I hate that people speculate that. I hate that they speculate that. It says, as search efforts desperately continue, we appreciate your support during this incredibly challenging time. Please consider donating to help Kylie's family through this horrible nightmare. Could be also to support the family while they can't go to work and stuff. That could be it too. As we search for Kylie, our need for resources continue and any contribution helps. Well, I wouldn't have worded it that way because it makes it sound like you're paying for search and rescue. And I don't know that they have any independent searches going on funded by the family. You know what I'm saying? Wording's everything. And these things get real nasty real fast.
Yep.
Real nasty real fast. Let me see. The reward is $75,000 and a Hellcat. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, kids. Come on. Somebody knows something that could lead. It could be the smallest thing that could lead to finding Kylie. We got our friend JPL backstage. Hang on. What you doing, JPL? How's your hair?
It is fabulous. Oh my gosh. It's like night and day when you get your hair colored.
Oh, I'm telling you. Makes you feel Sammy's age again. So what's the word on the streets out in Truckee? Are you there?
No, I'm not. I'm actually on the way.
Okay.
And I'm still so concerned why the two people or whoever was in the car with the girls charging phones haven't come up, or why they won't tell who the people in the car were. Those two other people are pretty key because they saw and heard what was going on in the car about rides and other parties or whatever, you know?
Oh, I agree. That could be something. It still sketches me out that when you were JPL up here on the screen, when you were at the community meeting and asked about the parking, and it didn't sit well with Sammy. This picture, a picture speaks 1,000 words. I'm not trying to make something out of nothing. I'm not making a mountain out of a molehill. This woman is asking a question. She's got the microphone. Sammy's looking at her going, "Don't you dare."
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, she's got a little bit of a scared look, like, uh-oh, what is she asking and why? And yeah.
She wouldn't have given that stink eye to JPL. She had to be comforted a little bit when you were asking questions.
Yeah, but I still want to know who the people in the car were and where they were right after they got out of the car. And did they leave early? Did they stay? Did they, you know, I don't know why that's the big secret.
I would like to know about that, why we haven't heard anything about that. I don't mean so much from law enforcement, just from anybody talking, really. Mag's boyfriend. That seemed to be a key event of the night, if you know what I mean. And we haven't heard anything more about that.
Right. Did she just leave with her boyfriend? Because he obviously was there, and that means that he drove there to get her.
Mm-hmm. These may seem like little minute things, but in the big picture, they're big.
Right. Exactly. And you haven't heard from Creme Brulee either, so that she's been kind of radio silent herself.
Perfecting that dessert, my friend. Perfecting that dessert. That's a very hard dessert to make, by the way. I don't think it's a dessert by any means. A lot of people have reached out to me and said, "That's not what that means, Brooks, you idiot." And I'm like, well, I'm not down with the lingo.
Yeah, well, come on, Brooks, get with the kids' lingo. Jeez, what's wrong with you?
Didn't know. No.
I mean, I've smoked creme brulee marijuana, and that's why I thought maybe they were putting that in the brownies. Maybe they were making brownies for the party, and they put creme brulee weed in it.
Could be.
That's what I thought as well.
That's what I would think. I mean, brownies, but you're not making creme brulee to take
to a party in the woods.
Exactly. Hi, we're going to the woods, but we're going to have creme brulee.
With 200 people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go find out where this parking was. I'm going to go check out that parking. I've got to find the parking, where they were parking.
I'm dying to know too.
I'm really dying to know.
He's never made any sense.
Yeah, because I want to know if she was parked between people and if it was easy or hard to get out, or, Sammy did show. She said, well, she was parked over here, but that was very vague. Here, she parked here. But what was around her, what was,
Were all these people driving as well? Because I don't know, but over here, if somebody's having a party, nobody drives.
Hold on one second. I didn't see. Sally is backstage. Sally's new to the channel, new sub. She said before she goes to work, she wants to bring something up. Hold on one second. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I'm sorry to Sally because she was hiding behind my little banner down here. Hello, Sally. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
Sally?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you, Sally?
Okay.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. I just recently found you and you're pretty awesome, and I wanted to say congratulations on the whole Ryan Upchurch thing. That was pretty cool that he was on your show yesterday.
Well, thank you. You're pretty awesome too. Thanks for coming up.
Yeah. So I was in the middle of getting ready. Now I forgot what I was going to say. There were a couple things. One thing was I was wondering, and you might have covered this. I had to watch you on 2-speed to catch up and then kind of fast forward a little bit. I did comment wondering if you guys had noticed that 10-Minute Mags and Sammy have the same necklace.
You know what? I didn't notice it, but I did see that. That was actually that's why I love you guys. You guys are you guys are the best. Nobody gets away with anything around here. So, I'm older, and we used to have this store in the mall called Claire's Boutique.
Oh, we still have that.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, every so often, I have a friend, a best friend, and we each have money from our parents. It's like, oh, best friend forever necklaces. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, matching necklaces.
Well, they're stones and they look like amethyst. And to me, when I saw it, because it was actually another creator who put it out, it was like a minute video on it. And they're identical necklaces. And to me, I was like, it looked like ceremonial or like a tribute or something, or a pact. That was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw that they had identical necklaces. And then I guess that same creator had reached out to, what's her name? Is it Kate? And was asking if Sammy and Kylie were actually even friends. And apparently they weren't. Mags and Kylie were best friends, but apparently Sammy and Kylie didn't hang out. They were not even friends. And
no, I can't put the screenshot up, but because there's some names that aren't blotted out yet. But anyway, Mags's sister replied to another person. This looks like Facebook, like a Facebook group. So basically, she's answering a question to an internet stranger. She said, yes, Mags is my sister, and they definitely went together. Then this woman asked, do you know anything about the friendship between Kylie and Sammy? Mag's sister replies, just that they're new friends and not what I would consider close at all. Kylie has a very tight-knit group of friends. She's not the only one that came out of the gate going, they're not that good friends. What are you doing, Sammy?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because the one I saw said that they weren't even friends at all. So I found that pretty interesting.
Well, it's a red flag for sure. Now, if you want to say, hey, to give all the good friends some time to gather themselves. They're upset. I didn't really know her. I'm just out here helping to search. I don't think anybody would have thought anything of that. But this is what got everybody. Obviously, talking to the Daily Mail, I'm not saying she reached out to him. I don't think she's that savvy, but I mean, that's one of the first statements that we heard a couple weeks ago. Sammy Smith, I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening. That's her statement.
Yeah. So that's all pretty sketchy. She definitely has a lot of red flags, but I did want to just bring up two other points. I'm not defending her by any means. A lot of people, I think, are putting a little bit too much stock in the fact that she says 12:36 when the phone was obviously, I mean, it's completely out there. The phone was turned off or something happened at 12:33 to where it stopped pinging. And so I'm wondering, if she did talk to her and somehow with that 1% chance that her story is true, that maybe it was 12:26 and not 12:36. I just wanted to bring that up because, I mean, whether or not she's guilty in a foul play sense, I'm sure she feels guilty if she wasn't responsible. So she's probably not thinking right. And maybe it was just like a mix up that she, talked to her at 12:26 and not 12:36. And then also the whole thing about her and Kylie talking and how Kylie apparently called her or something after she had already left. And if Kylie really was that drunk, I mean, I know I've been super drunk and my friends will ask me something about like 10 minutes before and I'll have no idea what they were talking about and that's why I don't drink anymore. I'm Native American. And so when I drink, I drink like a fish. It's bad. So, I mean, maybe if that happened, Kylie really didn't remember Sammy telling her she was getting another ride, or maybe if Kylie wasn't drunk, I did see somebody comment somewhere that maybe it was like a code, like something was going on. And so Kylie called her hoping that Sammy would pick up on subtle clues that she wasn't okay.
Oh, I see. Oh, I totally see where you're going. And I mean, and I agree to a sense, because just because Sammy says it, Sammy's full of shit.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I'm not sticking up for her. I think people need to look at all like aspects, I guess.
Oh yeah. And when I did the first show last Monday, a couple weeks ago, I kept saying, I'm not blaming the kids. I'm not blaming the kids. I'm not blaming the kids. Because I had a lot of people going, I can't believe you're talking about these kids that way. They're just kids. I said, look, hang on. Now, unless Sammy herself was too drunk, first of all, she shouldn't be talking about the party anyway. If she's too drunk to remember, it hinders an investigation. She's giving incorrect and possibly false information. Yeah. What bothers me is whether it's 12:36 or 12:26. Why would you quote it to the minute unless you looked at your phone and you kept that in your memory? Everybody would say it was around 12:30 or whatever, but we know it can't be 12:36 because her phone went off grid at 12:33.
Yep. I agree, definitely. And like I said, I'm not sticking up for her at all because there is something with that girl. I don't trust her at all. But I just want to.
We're really open here. We're like, we agree to disagree, and we're friends at the end of the show, and come back and do it, the next day again.
Yeah, she gives off a lot of red flags, and the only reason I'm bringing actually this stuff up because there's a different creator who had mentioned that apparently she's in very close contact with one of the family members or a close family friend. And apparently nobody in Truckee thinks that Sammy was involved or any of the other friends, and that they have the reason behind why Mags left 10 minutes early, but they aren't releasing that for whatever reason.
As long as the police know, I don't need to know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what it comes down to. I don't pay taxes in Truckee, California.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm following the case like everybody else.
Yep.
This got pushed way out there and is viral for a reason. As long as the police know, I'm good.
Yeah, I agree. I just had somebody take a picture of my Kylie sign in my car for the posters.
Was it Jagger? You know, Jagger takes pictures of cars.
No Jagger. No sign of Jagger yet.
You're becoming very famous, JPL. I'm getting worried about you. You're don't start using terms like Sammy going, I didn't mean to get famous.
No, no. Oh, good Lord. I mean, for her to even say that, if she said that.
Yeah.
What is she thinking?
She's not famous. She's only talked about within the true crime community that's following this case. It's not even famous. It's just a bunch of people that follow true crime.
Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly. I mean, my husband has a new name for me, JP Fletcher.
That's a good name.
Murder, She Wrote. He goes, that's you. You're JP Fletcher.
All Sammy is thinking about right now, well, she might be thinking about jail, but I'm not going there yet. She's probably thinking about who's going to play me when Netflix comes to Truckee.
Oh, for sake.
Exactly.
Who's going to play me?
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, I really am scared to think this has been going. It's taking so long. I mean, they found that other couple within a week, which is phenomenal. Phenomenal. But
heartbreaking. That's awful for those two. I was really thinking, I was getting kind of crazy, JPL. I was texting you. They could be connected, JPL. They could be connected.
I was hoping they'd be
Thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Thank you, Nini.
I hoped they were going to be connected because at least then it would have given more kind of hope to the fact that maybe she was. I know it's not a good outcome, but if she was trafficked, if they were trafficked, they could be alive.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one thing. I was really I was so sad to see that their car went off Poker Flat Road, but it gave me some hope that maybe this is the same thing that happened to Kylie's car. Somewhere it might be just dangling somewhere and they don't see it.
Well, I go to this email that I got. This lady said, no, cliffs aren't everywhere. This is the Sierra, but it's not Yosemite. There's nowhere to just drive off a cliff into the lake, really. But there, where she could have just drove off, they said that's all been checked. There's no. Yeah. So.
I mean, I hate thinking the Truckee River. I mean, I'm crazy, but I'm like, what if she just happened to? But they would have seen skid marks. They would have seen, yeah. No, I'm getting a really bad feeling about. And I don't think these kids are smart enough to hide a car and a person. I just don't think they are. I don't know why.
That was my thought too, because how would they have been able to do all that and then be up bright and early to start, with the searches and all that other stuff? It just, I don't know.
And keep it quiet at the same time.
Yeah.
And if she had OD'd, somebody would have said something at that party. Unless they didn't hear, but they would have heard about it. Oh yeah, somebody OD'd. I don't know who it was, but somebody, so you didn't hear anything like that.
Exactly.
Well,
that's what
unusual,
Well, I gotta get to work, but I'm curious if you guys are willing to say what your thoughts are that happened.
I think something happened at the party and it got covered up. because for what something went down. There's, to me, Upchurch has a different take on this, and I see what he's saying. It's really got my mind spinning because it can't be all of the above things. Of course, when someone's covering up something bad that happened, or there was a crime, what's logical to me isn't probable because it's going to be totally different. But anyway, the text is sent at 12:15. She goes off grid at 12:33. So we're looking at 18 minutes. At 12:30, a bunch of kids leave this party at once. It seems to me that something went down that freaked some people out.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, mass exodus at 12:30. And then that's when her phone happens to go radio silent.
And a bunch of parents go and clean up the party at 4:30 a.m. I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but I'm not cleaning up their party at 4:30 a.m.
Nope, you're right.
Where was that information out? Because I've heard that a couple times. The parents cleaned up or something.
Let me go to my notes. Hold on. Give me a second.
I'm going to ask that question today. I'm going to ask them.
Can you find out, JPL? Because I don't want to keep saying that this was cleaned up at 4:30. And
yeah, I'm going to find out. I'll find out today.
It wasn't like a Facebook rumor or anything. And on the screen, if you look, Exo Titan baby, welcome to the channel. I'm in Truckee, and I think Sammy is sus AF.
I really do think that if something did happen at the party, it's weird, like you say, that they all left at the same time. But I also do think that if something did happen bad, not all of them would be able to keep quiet. Not every single person there would keep their mouth shut.
Especially if they're from out of town. Those out of towners would have said something.
That's what my thoughts were too. That's a lot of people to be quiet.
I know, exactly. And they don't all know each other. So
yeah.
Well, not only that, they're not all idiots or complete cold-hearted. They do, not all of them are not going to say something.
And I agree. Somebody had said earlier in the chat about these kids being desensitized because of drugs and stuff. I agree. I think that's why Megs is so flat. Her affect is so flat, and she does cry. But Sammy, I haven't seen a tear out of her.
She's cold.
Nothing. She's
cold. I'm getting ready to get to her. And this picture, now everyone is saying this is Kate in the picture. It looks like Sammy to me, whoever it is. But how come Mags looks like Courtney Love in that picture?
They both look
stuff. Yeah.
I saw that earlier, and they both like look upset, like not happy. Kylie and Mags, like, to me, almost like they like know something, or I don't know. That picture gives me weird vibes.
Right.
I would just be really annoyed if my friend posted that of me.
I'm grabbing my stuff and heading up.
So JPL, since you're there, have you confirmed that everybody, because I don't know where there's actual confirmation that everybody left at 12:30. Like, I've seen it all over, but I haven't seen it actually confirmed that that's a time where there was this mass, everybody just left.
Me either, and I'm going to find out because I do have a little connection with
a well-known rumor. Let me put it that way. That
has
been dispelled. No one has come out and said, no, nobody left at 12:30, because I'm really stuck on that. The 18 minutes, hands down, that is proven by law enforcement. Well, I say it's proven by law enforcement. Mom says she gets the text at 12:15. Law enforcement says her phone goes off grid at 12:33. Okay, if she's getting ready to leave the party and drive home, what's going on my phone? Hang on. Phone's acting up. Give me a second. In 18 minutes, by the time she tells all these people goodbye, gathers up what she needs to do or whatever, what went on in this 18 minutes? You know how kids are when they leave a party. I know how I am when I leave a party. Okay, bye. I'll see you next time. All that stuff. Oh, I didn't get your number. Oh, okay, yeah. All that stuff.
I'm just beginning to think now that it couldn't have happened at the party. I don't know. I just don't think that many people could, one, keep quiet, two, let it happen in the first place, and I don't know. I just don't. I'm beginning to think I don't think it happened at the party.
Was there, now somebody kept saying that there was a pre-party or an after party. So which one was, everybody going to maybe after 12:30? And that got, maybe they heard a ranger and everyone got scared and they left. I don't know. I mean, but there were two parties. There were two parties. So I don't know if there's the pre-party or if it was a,
After party.
Right.
Okay, well, whatever it is, how come Sammy didn't mention that? Why is that not mentioned? All we hear about is this party, a party like you've never seen. Okay, guys, you're never going to have this party overwhelmed Sammy, and Sammy has been underwhelmed many times. This one was off the charts. This was Woodstock 2022. Okay, so be a few people, then it grew to 250, 300. But now we're hearing it could have been an after party that they spilled into. So what is it?
Right.
An after party would explain 12:30. Hey, there's a better party we're going to go to. Sammy left, so the party here is over because nobody wants to party unless Sammy's not here. Let's go to the after party. Sammy might be there. That would make more sense.
Right.
But within the 13 minutes of the text to Mom and 12:33 when her phone goes off grid, come on.
I also don't think that. Sorry.
Go ahead, Morgan.
I also think that the drugs couldn't be the thing that's making them flat or not say anything, because I'm sorry, if you have, depending on obviously what you take, but a bit of weed doesn't make you lose your memory.
Right. Exactly. You'd have to be like literally doing something else. I agree.
You remember, even if you're drunk. Well, I'm sorry. If you're drunk, really drunk, then you might not remember. But by all accounts, the rest of them weren't.
Yeah, not everybody there would be that drunk that nobody remembers.
Why did Sammy
so drunk? Why did she drive there? Drunk? She drove drunk? I don't think so.
Why did Sammy leave the party that she supposedly planned? What kind of hostess are you, Sammy?
She got bored.
This was Sammy planned the party. That's what all the cool kids are saying, right?
That she's like an organizer. I was wondering who really is the organizer of this party, and what did
I don't believe it's Sammy. I don't believe it for a minute. We have a thing for all of you that are new here. When we do these cases and we're talking about people that are involved, we're not saying guilty of a crime, anything like that. We call it opposite day. Sammy fits it to a T. Sammy's full of shit, but there's truth in there somewhere.
Yep.
Well, I gotta go, but thank you so much for letting me up. You ladies are awesome. I'm gonna keep listening while I work. So.
All right, don't work too hard.
I'll try not to.
Come back anytime. All right, so Evil Exists. Love that channel. I will link it in the bio. I want to see this. Speaking of, hang on a second. Put some videos out. I think these just came from her TikTok. So hold on. Sammy comes across terribly. Yeah, she wasn't prime time ready. She wasn't ready for this. No, nope. Not our Sammy.
Not our girl.
All right, so these videos come across as Sammy's the mean girl. Sammy's the ringleader. Hoops are Sammy's thing, okay? Sammy wears pink on Wednesday. You get my drift? That's how these videos come across. I get it. Kids put a lot of stuff out there to be funny and express themselves and things like that. Just happens to be bad timing for Sammy on this. So hold on. Love this channel, by the way, guys. Evil exists.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here? Maybe you guys have already seen the videos I'm about to play. What the actual hell is going on here? Maybe you guys have already seen the videos I'm about to play for you, but it creeped me out badly. I found it on the channel Electronic Medium, and Marissa from Molly Go Lightly did a video on it too. It really raised a huge red flag for me. Something does not look right. I hardly get the chills, but just watching this video gave me serious chills. Something off about it. I'm not going to say much more now, but I got Mean Girl vibes. There are 2 videos. I'm going to play both for you now. Take a look and drop your comments below.
I love the Mean Girl vibes.
What the hell? Did she just smack her? Hang on. Fight Club Sammy, did she smack her? Hang on.
I know it looked like it.
All right, Sammy's making funny faces. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Wait, what are the captions on the videos?
Yeah, hang on. I think that would be the point here. Let me look at this. The chance of getting killed by your bestie is low.
Oh, for God's sake.
Did nobody tell Sammy or any of these kids, especially when people started calling them out left and right, clean up your social media?
Take the videos down.
Jesus.
The good news is we know that her and Kylie weren't best friends, okay? We know they weren't that tight. So we got that part down. So, Sammy, you kind of called yourself out on that.
Well, apparently they were.
All right, Fight Club Sammy. Here we go.
What's the name? Fight Club Sammy.
Okay, hang on. Someone said that was a TikTok challenge with Sammy and another girl. Okay, Sammy has all, let's see.
Something does not look right. I hardly get the chills, but just watching this video gave me serious chills. Something off about it. I'm not going to say much more now, but I got Mean Girl vibes. There are 2 videos. I'm going to play both for you now. Take a look and drop your comments below.
I mean, I wouldn't say that was Mean Girl vibes, would you?
I love that. Mean Girl vibes.
Some people are saying that's not Sammy. Well, who the hell is it?
Well, I don't think it seems mean.
Okay, that person's not Sammy. That's not Sammy, but the one before. What the hell?
I just don't think it was Mean Girl vibes, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it was just a trend.
So, like, she reposted something? Nothing surprises me, guys. Nothing surprises me. Right, Bob? Remove videos that make you look like a psycho. Smart.
No, it was definitely a trend. I remember seeing it going around where people would do that. Like, the chances of, like, everyone would do a video of something funny, like, or something that one of their friends falling down or something, and they'd put that caption. So I've definitely seen it before. Not that video, obviously, but others.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that like vibes.
Sorry about that, guys.
Okay, someone said to check my email. Is this going to be, Julie, is this going to be the whole show or is there a minute mark? Because if you sent me a YouTube that's like 8 hours long, not doing it, girl. It looks like Sammy to me too.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah.
What are you seeing around town right now, JPL?
I'm looking at Freeway.
Jules,
I'm looking at checking out the freeway. But I will check back with you later. I will actually call you.
Yeah,
and
give me a
I
call.
might just keep.
When you don't text and drive. If you see
Right,
a guy out there swimming by himself, his name is Ramon. He's been in chat. I would like a one-on-one interview, you and Ramon, please. Whatever pictures and videos you can get would be awesome. We probably won't be live by the time you get settled in, but if we need to, we'll go live after. Live on the scene with JPL. Those are my favorite shows to do.
Well, I will let you know when I arrive and what I see, and I will check back.
Awesome. Be careful out there, okay, my friend?
Will do. I love to talk to you guys.
You're the best. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, someone says, look at the captions front to back. Hold on. Most admired. Yeah, that's me. I admire you because you're helping me out. Read both captions together. I'm putting it back on the screen. Hold on.
What the actual hell is going on?
You with me, Morgan?
Yeah, it's not on the screen.
Thank you for telling me, because I played almost a whole damn clip yesterday in the Summer Wells show, and then I was like, it's not on the screen. All right, this one says the chance of getting killed by your bestie is low, but not zero. It says underneath it. Can you see that, Morgan?
Yeah, but never zero. Or
What the actual hell is going on here? Maybe you guys have already seen the videos I'm about to play for you, but it creeped me out badly. I found it on the channel Electronic Medium, and Marissa from Molly Go Lightly did a video on it too. It really raised a huge red flag for me. Something does not look right. I hardly get the chills, but just watching this video gave me serious chills. Something off about it. I'm not going to say much more now, but I got Mean Girl vibes. There are two videos. I'm going to play both for you now. Take a look and drop your comments below.
you can't read it backwards. Or am I being thick?
Read it backward. Read it backward? What do you mean? But never zero. The chance of getting killed by your bestie is low. And then above it, it says, but never zero. What you trying to read backward?
Oh, I thought that was I'm being stupid here. Doesn't matter.
You're messing me up. I'm like,
Sorry.
Are we going to do some kind of code? Do you know codes, Morgan?
No, I don't. Sorry. I just don't understand the Mean Girl vibes, really, because I don't see it. It was definitely a TikTok trend, though, because I remember seeing it everywhere.
Well, Sammy, you win on this one. We're not going to judge too harshly on this one yet. Angie Gibson, this is the video I was talking about. I have a lot of people saying that's not Sammy. That's not Sammy. Well, let's see. Avi's backstage. Let's see what she has to say for today. What's up, Avi?
Hi. How is everyone? Nothing much. I wanted to mention something that I've noticed, and maybe someone's mentioned it before, but how Sammy makes sure to mention she was with Mags, and then she's like, oh, well, it's Magdal, it's whatever her full name. She gives her full name, but then she never mentions anybody else's name about, who was in
All right, so the white dude.
You know what I mean? But she had to make sure that she gave Mags full entire name. She's mentioned no one else's name at all. That's what I wanted to say.
Interesting. Okay, say that again. I need some more Diet Dr. Pepper.
So in the interview with whoever, she said that, Sammy came, or Kylie, excuse me, don't hate on me in the chat. Kylie came with Mags, and then she gives Mag's full first name, and then she gives Mag's first name and last name. Does anyone else notice that? I don't know how to pull.
Yeah, why you gotta give out her government name? Why nobody else's?
I mean, she straight up did. She gave it all, and then she speaks of others being in the car with them, but doesn't mention anybody else's name. Doesn't mention any name of who she rode home with. But she made sure to give Mag's full entire name.
Neither Mags or Sammy are ever going to score points with anyone for being good friends. I'm not saying that Mags and Kylie weren't close. I'm not saying that. I mean, they were not good friends to Kylie. No, they scored no points. That's very interesting that you bring that up. Yeah, she throws out the whole government name, but everybody else is just kind of
super vague. And she's so vague on certain things, and then way overly descriptive and over explaining on other things, which is, I don't know, it's just suspicious to me. I don't get it.
What isn't suspicious at this point?
Yeah, this case is just spinning me around in circles. I can't understand what is going on. I can kind of understand why people aren't coming forward. I also don't believe that many people were at the party. I think that they're blowing it out of proportion. Like, there were older guys there. There were, all of these drugs. Kylie was so drunk. They're painting this picture to make it to kind of make it, set it up for, she was abducted. She was drunk driving and had an accident. It's just, they're just throwing all of these things out there, and it could be right here in front of our face. Like, it could just be that simple, but because they're just throwing out all of this randomness, we're catching on. We're like, oh, older guys. Oh my gosh, Kylie was so drunk. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, and let's not forget, they're kids. Why are they bragging up something they weren't supposed to be doing on the news, social media, everywhere? Because they have to leave that suspicion out there. Well, what happened to her could be anybody. Anybody could know, but it wasn't us. Mags was only there for 10 minutes. 10-minute Mags. She had a lot of stuff going on. Fight Club Sammy, she, wasn't going to get a ride from Kylie because Kylie was way, 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 way too drunk. But she did the responsible thing at 12:15 and checked in with her mom and said, I'm going to be a little late. But then at 12:33, it goes totally off grid. No.
I think Sammy's the whole reason why Kylie went to the party in the first place. And I think she might be the reason why she stayed a little bit longer, because there's rumors floating around that she wanted to go home. I mean, Sammy's just behind a lot of this, and it just took a lot of balls for her to get up and do interviews. Like, she could have just stayed behind the scenes and nobody would be looking at Sammy like, what you got going on, Sammy?
Not only did it take the balls of a burglar to come out and, do all the insane things she did. I'm leading the search. I'm doing this. If it's not on our website, it's not official. We're going to do these teen-to-teen meetings. Tips, bring me tips, all the tips you got. Not only that was all of that bizarre, this is bizarre. I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what's happening. Who the hell are you, Sammy? So we're just supposed to take your word?
Yeah, then the girl that left her.
Then after, okay, now mind you, she's the master of ceremonies. She knows all about the party, but she leaves early. She leaves 11:30.
Where the hell were Sammy's parents that are supposedly lawyers when she was doing all of this? Like, they let her go up and say all this stuff, and they're lawyers? Seriously?
I don't think they let her. I think that she just took it upon herself, to become famous, right? And now after all of this stuff has come out, I'm sure her parents are like, they're the ones who probably silenced her. They're like, shut your damn face. Do not say anything else. You know what I mean? That's probably why we're not hearing
then they're idiots. Then they're idiots. Kylie is missing out of their town in Truckee. How did they not notice their daughter, who was also at that party, talking to everybody and their dog, saying, I had the last call to her. I was the last person pretty much who knows what was happening. Why didn't they shut her up the day after all of this went down, when she was reported missing? Why'd they let her do it in the first place? If they didn't realize, that's one thing. How did they not notice in almost a week that she was everywhere?
Yeah, that's true.
Then she doubles down after she says Kylie is too drunk to function. She says she was having a fun time at the party, just being a teenager. Smith told ABC News during an interview Monday, where was mom and dad when Sammy was talking to ABC News? Everything she drank, I drank out of, and there was nothing that seemed off about her. It can't be both, Sammy.
It's odd. Mags was overwhelmed. Sammy was overwhelmed. Mags was feeling uncomfortable. People were forcing bong hits or rips or whatever. They felt so uncomfortable. But then Sammy wanted to stay longer.
You mean Kylie?
No,
Sammy left before.
Well, no, Sammy was saying that it was, sometimes she was overwhelmed or something. It almost made it sound like she was kind of uncomfortable. And she's like, I'm a real social person. But she said she wanted to catch a ride with Kylie because she wanted to stay longer. So it's like, okay, you're uncomfortable, I guess, kind of. At least you're leading us to believe that, but you want to stay longer. So you're going to stay longer with Kylie because your other ride's checking out.
So that's how you took it. I took it like she said. Now, I don't know. Again, it makes no sense. When she was talking, we're going to go through that interview again next week because I want to really break it down. Well, I call it an interview. Sammy talking. When she said the party, she was overwhelmed. I didn't take it that she meant she was overwhelmed, like uncomfortable. I took it that she meant it's an off the hook party because she said, I've been underwhelmed many times at parties, but I was overwhelmed.
Oh, I gotcha. Yep, I see that too. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's just how I took it.
Yeah, I mean, it could be taken either way, really. I mean, but yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're laying down.
We have someone backstage, Sir Coolbox. Hello, Sir Coolbox.
Hello. You can just call me Box if you want.
Hey, Box, what's up?
Not much. Y'all are making some, really interesting. I forget the wording I was going to use now. Some points. There we go. Yeah, I know a lot of people are focused on the Sammy girl and the Mags girl, which I understand why, because some of the things they've said and done and tried to have all these quote unquote people at this party come talk to them and them only. I'm not buying any more what the police are saying that they confirmed there's like 300 plus people at this party. I'm not buying it and if there was 300 people, there's no way you could silence 300 kids, even if they're 16 to 18 to 20 years old. There's no way you're going to be able to silence that many people. It's not going to happen. And another one is the police said they had video footage of the Kylie girl at this party, but yet they're not releasing any still shots of it like they did from the gas station she was at, which I think is very odd.
I think it's odd. Well,
but they said they have it, but they won't even produce any type of screenshot. They could just show a screenshot and blur everything out around the Kylie girl and show just her and her only. Why ain't they doing it? I don't think they have anything.
Oh, I think they do. Oh, I think they do. They wouldn't have known that she had that white hoodie on because nobody told her. They said they know. And Angela said because of the focus of their investigation, they were not going to release any images of Kylie at the party. Law enforcement is real slippery like that in these cases. They'll put out one thing saying, if anybody has seen this, like they mentioned the necklace.
Yes.
Then they said, and she does have the Rand sticker on the back of the CRV. They mentioned that. But no, we're not going to put this picture out. But they confirmed she was at the party.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm starting to believe they're BSing on that. I don't believe they have any proof.
Then they lied to the public, and the FBI is involved too. They've been asked multiple times, are you able to confirm that Kylie Rodney attended the party before she went missing? Was she at the party before she went missing? Her phone went off grid at 12:33. Yes, they don't mention her car though. I think that's odd. I think that's odd.
Exactly. And like I said, well, they could say that she's there. You and I and a lot of other people know police are legally allowed to lie to you. They can make up all kinds of stuff, put it out in the public to see who's going to correct the story, who's going to put other information out that's not being released. And they're allowed to lie, just like when they put the story out on the black sweater or sweatshirt, whatever you want to call it, or hoodie. Then come to find out, well, that wasn't true. It was a white one. Now, I think I seen an interview somewhere that the mother said her daughter had both the black and the white one.
Hang on before we confuse the chat. They explained the hoodies. A lot of people are confused about the hoodies. They said if you're keeping up with our posts and pressers, you'd know that Kylie was loaned the black hoodie on August 5th. Today, we learned there was a video of Kylie at the party wearing the white sweatshirt, hoping this can lead to more info about where Kylie may have gone after the party. So that's been a question we've been talking about on here. What was the change in hoodies? We don't know which one she had on first and which one second, but for whatever reason, there was a wardrobe change throughout the night.
Only right before she saw Sammy, though. She would have a wardrobe change back into her bodysuit before she met back up with Sammy or Sammy met back up with her.
Yeah, it's see, none of this is, adding up whatsoever. I think, honestly, the police have nothing. They're fishing for information. I believe they could have got some of the information on the two color hoodies or sweatshirts, the black one and the white one, from the mom. They probably got the black one possibly from the Sammy girl and the Mags girl, possibly. But I believe the police are actually fishing. I don't think they have any video evidence of her at the party.
I don't think they would put anything out about a missing 17-year-old if they didn't have anything. I don't think they would lie in this case purely because she's a child.
I don't think that's true. Do that to her parents. I really don't.
I know it's not the cool route. I get it. I've got plenty of hate for questioning the mom in the interview.
No. Let me just ask you something. I see what you're saying. You're doubting what they're putting out.
Yeah.
Why would they steer everybody the opposite direction? If they're like, we can't verify she was at this party, then wouldn't they go a different route? Because they've got a family looking for their child.
Well,
got people volunteering to scuba the lake. So why would they say, yes, we have verification she was at that party and she went radio silent at 12:33 a.m. if she was never there? Wouldn't they be looking somewhere else? Wouldn't they say, we don't know that she was at that party? So
do the whole thing
solve it or not? That's my question to you. Do you think they want to solve it or not? Because they're not going to solve it by making stuff up.
I think they honestly want to solve it. I think the problem is they have really no actual hard evidence to go on besides the cell phone pinged in that area. But anybody can lose their phone. Anybody can steal a friend's phone, whatever the case may be, whatever. Just because her phone was there does not mean she was there. So her phone pinged in the area, it doesn't mean she was there. And the police also put out the black hoodie. And they also started running this investigation as a kidnapping from the beginning. Something had to kind of steer them in that direction to get them to think possible kidnapping when they had no evidence. And the reason why the Amber Alert never went out is because they did not have enough evidence to meet the criteria for a Amber Alert. That's why Amber Alert never went out. So the police, I believe, honestly, have nothing. They're BSing their way through this case. They know the girl's missing. They don't know if she's dead or alive. They don't know where she's at. They just know where her cell phone was. And that, I believe, honestly, is all they have. Then you got these supposed friends of hers saying there was like 300 people at the party and it got out of hand. And photos that I've seen of this party, I would say there's a max of like 40 people in most of these photos. It wasn't, I'm not buying the whole 200 to 300 people and, you know, at this campground, because there was people camping there too.
Are you talking about this picture? Because this picture, oh, and by the way, I agree that they don't have very much evidence. That's why they're begging. They're begging for someone to come forward. I 100% agree they don't. As far as her being at the party, we agree to disagree around here. I believe she was there at some point. I
don't believe that she would have been anywhere without her phone, because people my age and around my age, my siblings' age, we don't go anywhere without our phones. It's sad, but it's true.
Yes, and yes, I see that point a lot. A lot of younger people, they're definitely glued to their phones. So that does make sense. That's normal activity for a 16-year-old child. But again, I don't know. Something with this whole thing is off. Nothing's adding up. And then, I've talked about the mom's interview she did, I think it's like 6 days ago. I broke the interview down. I got the original link pinned on my in my pinned comment, so people can watch the original interview. It's only like 11 minutes. The mom throughout that entire interview kept talking about her daughter in past tense, and that kind of, I was like, that's a little suspicious. Then what really threw me off is the mom said, I'm not trained on how to find missing children, so she's not going to search for her own daughter. And she also said she's not an investigator, so she's not going to talk to any of her daughter's friends. Oh. I thought that was really suspicious. I'm like, well, wait a minute, your daughter's missing, but you're not going to do anything to find your daughter. You're not. I understand. Maybe you don't want to search because you're scared that you could come up upon her body if something happened to her. I'm like, okay, I get that. But then not even willing to talk to the friends to try to understand what she had that night. Because the Sammy girl said, I think it was Sammy or Max girl, one of the two said, whatever they're drinking out of whatever cup, that the Kylie girl was drinking out of the same cup. They were sharing the cup. Mm-hmm. To me, it would kind of make common sense for the mom to be like, well, look, what were you doing? What were you drinking? And, what was my daughter drinking? Or what drugs did you use? And what drugs do you think my daughter used? And, just with the people at this supposed party that I'm not buying anymore, did the Sammy girl know these other guys or girls that Kylie was talking to? I mean, to me, there's a lot of red flags with the mom. And, she's in all her interviews, she's done the crying face and voice. And I'm not saying the mom is guilty. I'm just saying that some of it's suspicious. But in every interview I've seen from the very beginning of this, the mom's not actually had tears running down her face. That kind of strikes me as a little bit odd on that as well. And then at the end of the interview, I could probably post the link on the in the private chat thing on here if you want to play it. Then at the end of the interview, the lady asking the mom, she's like, if you could say anything to Kylie tonight, what would you tell her? She said, tonight I will tell her I love her. I mean, that kind of threw me off as well, because that could be taken that she's holding out hope her daughter would show up and she could tell her that night she loved her, or it could be taken that the mom knows where her daughter's at and could go back.
Maybe we were watching two different things, because now the interview that we watched, I don't know how long you've been in on the show. We started at about over 2 hours ago, and I played the interview with the mom and stepdad, and she was more reserved.
Yes, I've seen that one.
And I don't find that suspicious at all.
Well, she slipped up. The mom in that interview, if you go back and play it, the mom did slip up. She said she was, and then hurried and corrected the is. That's not the first time the mom has done that. On the interview I'm talking about, the mom said, we're talking about her daughter. She said she has been musical, and then she said she loved and then loves playing music, and then she went on like a whole little I don't know what you call it, kind of went out of her way, as it kept saying she loves this, loves that, loves this, loves science, loves cooking, loves dancing, to overcompensate.
Okay, hang on. Just one second. I want to ask something. Like, so we're just having a conversation here because we don't know what happened. Okay, so the first interview I saw with mom, she was distraught, torn up, extremely upset. Do you think at this point, the interview we just saw, which is the most recent, that she maybe has come to some sort of acceptance that something very bad happened to her daughter? And you mentioned the friends. I was talking in the beginning of the show, and I mentioned it again. My suggestion to mom is that she starts getting on social media interviews, whatever, because like you said, Sammy says she drank out of the same cup. Sammy says that Kylie was too drunk to drive, but she left her there. That mom starts calling out these girls that say they know so much, but yet we can't find Kylie. Do you think maybe, I think she should.
See, from the friends and including the mom, there's red flags on both sides of this. You can't really pinpoint much on any side. They're
it's going everywhere. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, they're both laughing
in this. We're not even 2 weeks in.
Yeah. But the timeline for something like this, the longer it goes on, we all pretty much know the outcome. Rarely does it go the other way and they're still alive. I hope it happens that way, but like I said, there's red flags on the mom, how the mom kept talking about her daughter in past tense on the interview I'm talking about. Then the interview you played, she did it yet again. And also in the interview, when they would bring up the investigation, the police, or the search, you could kind of see the mom taking like a deep breath at times, looked like swallowing and constantly looking off to her right-hand side. Mm-hmm. But before that, the mom wasn't doing, any of that. And when they got to that part of the interview, then the mom started putting like an emphasis on the last last letter of whatever word she was saying. Like she would say the police, like giving her time to think of what she's going to say next is how it came off. It is really odd, behavior on that. Now again, that could be due to emotion.
Right.
And I'm not saying the mom's guilty. I'm just saying it's suspicious that the mom,
nobody can be guilty because we don't even know if a crime occurred. So
yeah,
we're not talking about guilt here. We're talking about weird behavior. And it is
exactly.
Odd. There's 5 stages of grief. To me, when I saw that recent interview, it's almost like, I'm not saying anything bad about it, that she's kind of coming into some acceptance that, look, it's been this long. They're searching water. We can't find her car. I'm looking at, what do you think about the 18 minutes though? 12:15 when mom gets the text, 12:33, the cell phone is totally shut off. What do you think happened? Just a theory. We're having a conversation.
The whole cell phone. I'll say this: if it's an Apple phone, I'm not the smartest person when it comes to these cell phones, but from what I understand, on Apple phones, you can put them in water for a pretty good long period of time, and they just don't die. You have to crack them. You have to break it and then put it in water, and then it fries the phone.
Okay.
So with her phone ending,
so
it had to be broke and put in some type of liquid. Doesn't mean it's in the water out in the area. Somebody could dip it down in a cup. It had liquid in it, broke it, dipped it in there, and fried the phone, and that's why it stopped pinging in the area.
In 18 minutes, a text was made from that phone. I'm not convinced that that text was from Kylie. I am not convinced of that. I've been wrong before. I'm just not convinced of that. Kylie made that text to her mother. In 18 minutes, that phone is, boom, dead. And you're saying an iPhone, it's not just going to go dead. It's going to take some engineering to shut that sucker off, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it has to. You could, with that phone, you could turn that phone completely off. They can still ping it. The only way they can't ping it is if you break the phone and put it in water, so the water gets on all electronics and fries it. Now you can no longer trace that phone at all. That phone was broken and could have been taken down, dropped in the edge of the water to fry it, and then they picked it back up and then took it with them and probably threw it out somewhere.
Okay. Interesting. We're still talking 18 minutes.
And also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're talking 18 minutes. That's not very long. Do you think, having a conversation, that Kylie sent that text to her mom, and word on the street is that that wouldn't have been considered that late at her home? They had a lax relationship, mom and daughter did. I'm not saying anything bad about that, okay? That wouldn't have been a cause for concern, especially if she's so blasted out of her mind with all the crazy drugs they had floating around Woodstock 2022.
Yeah.
Blasted out of her mind. She makes this text at 12:15. The phone is never, it goes off grid at 12:33. Now, especially what you're saying, and this has happened in other cases, but when they retrieve the phone, they see that it's been hammered, torched, the whole 9 yards. Yeah. Who could have sent that text?
Look, let me ask you this. Now, I don't know if you drank or used drugs, but have you been intoxicated before? Here's my question. I've been intoxicated, before. I no longer drink, but I used to drink pretty heavy years ago. And when I would even text, being intoxicated, you type different and you're not spelling that well on a phone. So if Kylie was really screwed up, like everybody's saying she supposedly was, how would her mom have not seen that her typing and all that was off? Because if you're really messed up, you're stumbling around, you can't really see straight. How they're talking about her, she was like almost blackout drunk. How was she able to text how she normally would? Either she wasn't intoxicated, or somebody, I believe, took her phone around 10 or 10:30. So I believe that's the real timeline. I don't think it's no 12:30. I think something happened around 10 o'clock or 10:30. If something happened there.
Whoever did it, though, would have to have her password, or she would have had to been there, because they would have needed either her password or her face to unlock it, or her fingerprint.
Yeah, I see that as well. If the friends, like a lot of people are thinking, had possibly had something to do with it,
we don't even know if there's a crime. Before I forget, though, what kind of liquid would you have to put this iPhone in for it to totally shut off to where it can't be pinged at all?
You would just, from what I understand, you have to break it. Like take the phone and just bend it in half and then shove it right in liquid, because it still has juice. It don't matter. Like water, soda, alcohol, don't matter. Any type of liquid, because you got to break the casing on the phone, put it in water, and that's the only way to actually kill the phone. Because otherwise, you could just drop the phone completely in liquid, undamaged. That phone's going to be fine, because there's been reports of people dropping their phones in water for a day or two, and they take it back out, and it still works fine on the iPhone.
I'd like to have that phone, because mine definitely doesn't. I dropped it in water for all of 2 seconds and it was dead.
Okay, then I misunderstood. So you have to hammer it, you're saying, break
it has to be broke.
Bust it, and then get it wet.
Yeah.
Can you take a battery out of an iPhone? I don't have an iPhone. Can you take a battery out of it? I don't know.
No.
No, they're made.
I don't think it's true about them not dying if they go in water unless it's broken, because I and a lot of people that I know have dropped their phone in water that's not broken and it dies.
I dropped my phone in boiling water and my dad was still talking to me. He was like, "What is that noise?"
I think it depends on the model of the iPhone.
I think the newer ones are able to be in water a little bit, but I don't know how long for.
Well, my guess here, my guesstimation, is that this phone, like Michaela Jones, if anybody ever saw my shows, there's going to be another one coming up on Michaela Jones. Her phone went off grid. When the phone was found, it had been hammered, torched, you name it. KNK723, welcome to the channel, said, a girl I know went kayaking and lost her phone. Almost a year later, someone found it and it was still on. So, 18 minutes though.
Yeah, see, like I said, the timeline, I don't believe the actual timeline. I no longer believe the police about the supposed footage they have of Kylie being there. Because you would think they would kind of use that to their advantage. Again, like I said, blur everything out and only show Kylie at that party and whatever she was wearing, to put it out there to the people. Hey, we're going to basically find you. This is, just a snippet of what we have. They're not even putting that out. The only snippet they have ever put out is that gas station video still shot. That's the only thing they put out. Don't you think it's awful odd? They're claiming about they got footage from the party, and yet they're not showing a still shot from the party whatsoever, but yet they showed the still shot from the gas station.
I don't, because I've followed so many other cases, and if they believe that the said huge party is possibly a crime scene, they don't, and then it comes out later. I've seen it before, so that didn't surprise me.
What about the black sweatshirt though? Did that surprise you? They put it out there, it was black, and then they are now saying it's white.
No, that didn't. Not when they explained it. She had a change of clothes. It surprised me that the girl who said she knew everything that was happening didn't mention the wardrobe change. Here, I'll put the tweet up again where they explain it. Because it is confusing, dude. It's confusing.
That's what I'm getting at.
See, look at the screen. They said, if you're keeping up with our posts and pressers, you know that Kylie was loaned the black hoodie. Her mom said, yeah, that's a friend of hers. She borrowed that hoodie. She didn't say the name of the friend, but she said, yeah, she did. The Lana Del Rey or whatever, which, by the way, both hoodies have some really strange, considering what we're talking about, considering the case, phrases on them. But anyway, if you're keeping up with our posts and pressers, you know that Kylie was loaned the black hoodie on August 5th. Today, we learned there was video of Kylie at the party wearing the white sweatshirt. So they're trying to let everyone know. I don't know the timing when she said, I'm going to throw on the black hoodie that I borrowed from my friend, according to her mom, and when the change came into the white hoodie. We do know that she's had the white hoodie on before because here's a picture of her in it.
Yeah, I've seen that. Like I said,
your friend, it's all weird. My brain about to blow up too.
Yeah, it's confusing. This whole thing's confusing. None of it makes sense. The timeline doesn't add up. I don't believe there was 200 or 300 people at this party.
No.
The photos say otherwise. The photos that's been shared, that's been out there, all those photos say otherwise. The police are saying there was 200 to 300 there. The police were looking at this at the very beginning as a possible kidnapping. And again, they couldn't put the Amber Alert out, from what I understand, is because they didn't have enough information to meet the criteria to put out an Amber Alert, because they had no information. And I still think they don't have any information. And you would think if there was even 50 kids at this party, if something happened at that party, at least one of those kids would come forward.
How many kids were there?
I would say probably no more than 50. All these photos you see, there's a decent amount of people there, but I don't believe it's anywhere near 200.
But you're saying around 50. The only picture that I have seen that Sammy gave to Channel 13, I counted 26 heads.
Okay.
Around 50.
Yeah, I seen that photo as well. But they said people were leaving around that time, and there's different times where a huge amount of people came in at one time. But the thing that throws me off on that as well is there's people staying at that campground. They never called the police about loud noise or anything. We all know how parties are. They're loud. None of that adds up either. The people at the campgrounds didn't see anything. They didn't. Nobody in the campgrounds that's staying there came forward and said, yeah, we've seen like 40 or 50 vehicles driving in and out, off and on throughout the night, making noise. Because, I mean, you would hear vehicles running, driving out, in that area, because there's nothing out there from what I could see on the photos and videos.
And
So
Sir Coolbox, I wanted to ask you a question really quick, because you just you just jumbled my mind. But they said, all these people, well, all the people, meaning like the 3 people that we've heard from, they say that, they have these parties every year. These parties happen all the time. It's all drug related and everything else. I have not heard or seen anybody else aside from these 3 people come and say this. Well, actually, there was only 2, Sammy and then that, Red Flag Ronnie. But no one else has said anything about them having this annual party, and they have all these parties in the woods all the time, and there's all of these drugs. Like, really, I've only heard that from 2 people, unless someone else has heard it from, somebody's got to help me out. I don't know if anybody else has mentioned it. I've only heard it mentioned by 2 people.
Yeah. And the whole thing with the Ronnie guy, I don't know. I'll let Ryan's doing his own thing on that. That
dude is beyond suspicious. Now I want to clear up the Amber Alert, because it was pounded home at every press conference to the point where Angela was like, we've answered that in depth. So this is a clip this was a report from California High Patrol. According to CHP Truckee, there are 4 criteria that all need to be met for an Amber Alert to be issued. It's a different criteria in every state. We have to cover this in every case that we talk about. They said confirmation that an abduction had occurred. The victim is 17 or younger, or has a proven mental or physical disability. So that's 2. 3, the victim is in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury. So we have, and then information is available that, if given to the public, could help in the recovery. At this point, California Highway Patrol Truckee told KCRA3 that 3 of the 4 criteria are currently met in this case. So which one could they not meet? We have the car with the tag. She's in imminent danger, and she's under 17. So when this first came out, they couldn't prove abduction or kidnapping.
Interesting.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah, that's real interesting. But again, like you all have talked about, nothing in this entire situation or story, whatever you want to call it, nothing adds up where you can like cross-reference from, a few different angles.
dude, zero. We just have some breadcrumbs we're following. That's
You know,
it.
and you know, I know people have, you know, pointed out the friends, you know, acting weird with their laughing, the smiling, and talking in past tense. And the mom has done the same thing as well. So again, it's hard to say, okay, it's a red flag on these kids for the way they're talking and acting, and yet to me, it's still a red flag for the mom's actions as well as being the same as those kids. And then the Ronnie guy, I honestly don't believe that dude had anything to do with that party. It did sound like he was there. But again, I mean, if what he was saying was in fact true that his cousins were there, then that would make sense as to why his story was changing up a little bit, because he had secondhand information and he had firsthand knowledge from when he said he partied there in like 2015 or 2016. That kind of makes sense to me. Okay, well, yeah, your story would change if you're being told by somebody else and you're trying to remember the details that they told you. But what is also confusing on that is he did say we and were a few times as well when he is describing this current party. So
Do you think it's odd that Ronnie would say that he hasn't partied since 2016 yet knows a lot about this party?
no, not really.
Okay.
You know, well,
I
I mean,
think
I
that a
used
lot
to
of things
party.
would
I used to party.
from 2016 to 2022, though. I mean, you know what I mean?
Not really. I mean, if it's a party spot, local teens, you know, I used to go party and hang out in a certain area all the time. It's still pretty much the same as it was.
You did?
Back when I was, yeah, back when I used to party. Yeah, I live in Louisville, Kentucky, though. Yeah, and you know, those party spots still go on to this day. It's still like the young teenagers going out to this area, partying and whatnot. Still pretty much the same scene.
Yeah, I'm not really up on how the kids party these days, so I wouldn't really be able to even speculate about it. But you're saying around 50 kids were at the party.
That would be my guess on like the max, about probably no more than 50. Because if people were coming and going, we don't know if that, like, or do you all know what time that photo was actually taken? Was that photo taken at like 12:30 when majority of the people were already leaving or already left and others were heading out themselves? Or was that earlier in the day, say around 10:30 or 11?
I don't have a timestamp on it. That's another thing that Sammy is kind of unclear on, yet she knows everything.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm kind of guessing possibly about 50 people there. Because from what I've seen, I don't know if there's a timestamp on that picture that I've seen. I don't think there was.
Does the time of the picture really matter? I'm just curious as to why
If it had like a timestamp on it, it would probably give us a better idea possibly how many people were there. Because was it taken at like, say, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night when people were still arriving? Or was it taken, you know, when the party was pretty much over and people were already heading out? And then someone that was in their vehicle getting ready to leave decided to take a photo of the few people who were still there for whatever reason, which I think that's odd as well.
So how long have you been following this case? Like, I mean, are you a true crime buff, or did just something about this case catch your eye?
No, I'm not really a true crime buff. I do watch, you know, some of the true crime stuff and whatnot. This case, I started looking more and more into it because it was interesting. Mainly for the fact that the friends and the mom are both acting very suspicious to me. They're both laughing, smiling, talking about the daughter or their friend in past tense. I thought that was very strange. Think it's also strange as well that they can't find a vehicle, tire tracks, nothing whatsoever. And they've not come forward with any type of security footage from anybody leaving that party, which I thought they would have possibly released some of the footage of the cars either driving into the park or the cars driving out of the park. Because they said at one time there's like a caravan of a lot of vehicles coming in there. So you would kind of believe that would be on security footage.
You'd think, right? From what I understand, there's not any security cameras around there. That's from what I'm understanding.
Well,
and I'm just going to say this because we have a lot of parents in the chat. We don't know that there's a crime. I see odd behavior all over the place. The oddest, obviously, is from the kids. What I saw from the mother was, a broken woman when she first came out. And I thought, oh, get ready, lady, because they're going to start picking you apart. You have nothing to do with it. She couldn't have possibly. And then, I see what really is breaking my heart with the mom. Right now, things could change, okay? Things go nuts in these cases, that she's starting to accept that they might not find her daughter alive. But you're not seeing that.
No. No, not really. I mean, like I said, the friends, people have pointed out the friends' actions, and the mom has the same type of actions and the past tense talking and all that. It's just really, really odd and strange that the friends and the mom are almost like mimicking each other in that aspect of that.
I wish she'd start calling the friends out. The police have begged and begged and begged and begged. Tweets, their Facebook page, when they were having press conferences every day. They've had community meetings. JPL was there when they were like, somebody knows something. I wish the mom would go get on social media and start tagging those girls and say, what happened? Why did you let her drive? If she was too drunk for you to take a ride from, Sammy, I'd start calling them out left and right. That's the only thing about the mom that I'm not agreeing with. I would start calling these girls out, friend or not. This is not time for friends right now. You were there. They were begging for information. Sammy, you said you know everything.
Yeah,
then
and see that.
Find her.
Yeah, and thing is with Sammy is, I think she said it a few times, but I know she said at least once that she goes, I'm the last one to see her. Well, how do you know that? Mm-hmm. It's like, why has nobody really pressed this girl on that sentence that she said she's the last one to see her? And, but like I was saying earlier with the mom, she said she wasn't going to search for her own daughter because she's not trained on how to find missing kids. I thought that was odd. And I'm like, okay, that's fine because she don't want to find her daughter if something did happen. But then, like I said, her saying that she won't talk to the friends and try to get information because she's not an investigator, that kind of threw me for a loop. Because I'm like, it's your daughter. Why would you not want to try to understand the circumstance and understand possibly the last conversation that they had going on or activities they had going on? You would think a mother would want to try and find out at least as much as she could find out to help her daughter, be rescued or found.
I have a feeling she's extremely, extremely devastated because, think about it. And I've done this before. My kids are like, their curfew, depending on what was going on, was midnight. So if they called me and said, I'm going to be a little bit later, it normally wasn't. I wasn't like, Oh, okay, that's fine, because I didn't want it to turn into every weekend. It was always get home straight. Get home right now. Right now. And there's a couple of times I did doze off. And so she went back to sleep. You know she's kicking her own ass right now, because had she stayed up, she could have started making phone calls by 1 a.m. She's not here, and her phone, nobody's answered. She had to have had a wreck.
Yeah, true. Also, I seen that now. I can't remember where I seen it at, but somebody put a timeline saying that the mom did not call the police and report her daughter missing until after like 9 o'clock or something like that, because supposedly Kylie was supposed to meet up with another friend at like a Starbucks, and they're going to go camping that day or something like that. And the mom went to the Starbucks and met with the friend, hoping her daughter would show up. And then when she didn't show up, that's when they said they called the police and reported the daughter missing. I thought that was kind of strange.
From what I understand, they have more of a lax relationship, and she just thought she had changed her mind, and then she maybe did spend the night. So she went to the Starbucks, the Starbucks, to see if she showed up with her friends, just maybe she lost her phone or something. And then she realizes she can't find her.
Okay.
It's tragic all the way around. And like I said, we're still sitting here going, we don't know what happened. Something bad happened. Something bad happened. But my friend, I appreciate you coming up.
All right. Well, thanks for having me on.
Don't be
take care
shy.
and God bless.
Time. All right. You too. Let me see. I think Morgan said
I'm still here.
Morgan, I thought you were going to dinner. What are you doing? You're still hanging out.
I was listening to the conversation.
Well, I'm glad you're still here. All right, let me see. Before I shut this down, let me see real quick. Yeah. Okay. We still have questions about Ronnie. Another video came out on Upchurch's channel this morning, I believe. Yeah, I agree. The mom's in a living hell. A living hell. That's what I really just wish that we would go from.
I don't think there's anything suspicious about the mom. I'm sorry, I just can't see it.
I agree. And also too, with everything that she's going through, I mean, she may be on some sort of a medication just to help her to get through this. I mean, could you imagine?
That was my thought. I didn't really want to say it, but it's okay. I just thought, I wonder if maybe, considering what's going on, she might have something to calm her down. You know what I mean?
Even to be able to sleep at night, surely.
All right, hang on one sec. Is the link not pinned anymore? It should be at the top, because I've got my computer open and I've got my phone open. Okay. Captain Kurt, hang on before we play this. All right, I'll stop screen. Hello, Captain Kurt. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Welcome. Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm getting ready to get my groceries up, but I had to add this and let you guys know this. I just posted a video to my YouTube not too long ago, but I want the road.
Oh, he's got bad connection. He'll have to try to reconnect. All right, hang on one second. It's still behind the screen. I see you moving a little bit. So we'll go through this while he connects or tries to. I think he's in the car. All right, so this came out a couple of days ago. Still a bunch of speculation about Ronnie. So these two videos back to back might clear it up a little bit. Hang on.
All right, so the white dude last night who insisted he calls me pretty much just called me to be like, hey, it was definitely Ronnie Jones.
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I just checked, and my phone pinged in Roseville. That's in Placer County. Homie, you trying to set me up. I know you.
You see how his name says Miro at the top, and he's like, yo, you trying to set me up, even though I don't fucking know who he is. All right, well, you know this Ronnie Jones guy where everybody's like, oh my God, he's innocent. You're so fucking stupid. You're stupid. Ronnie didn't do anything. All y'all shut the fuck up, and here's why. Here's what Ronnie Jones's Instagram looked like before my video. Here's what his Instagram looks like this morning. Yeah, do you see what's suspicious? The white guy that I talked to this morning who insisted he called me, and this black guy, Ronnie Jones, that everybody's like, oh, he's innocent. Why does both of their Instagrams have Miro on them? Yes. Yes, this is what happens when you think outside the box. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to screen record me clicking on this link on Mel's page, and I want you to watch it go directly there. Well, it appears he's so innocent that he blocked me. Well, I'm going to bed now.
All right, so that's obviously suspicious. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to put the other one because everyone's like, Ronnie's a black guy. Ronnie's a black guy. Ronnie's black. They keep saying that.
Like, the thing is, you got to realize, I'm from the county, so we hear a lot of rumors. Like, every day we hear something new.
Yeah.
Like, one day we'll hear, so the longest time, everybody was blaming the parents. Like, not that the fact that they let them go, but they're like, story. And then, what's her name? Samantha, I guess, or
In Roseville. That's
That confused me to death. Something else is playing in the background. Goodness. Hang on.
Mel. Mel. I don't know why you're lying, but you're lying. You're saying, I know Ronnie's a black dude. You're saying, I don't think Ronnie's suspect. Upchurch is dumb for that. Okay, well, I'm saying that Ronnie's a white guy, and you are on live telling everybody, hey, this is the real Ronnie, the real black guy Ronnie, while his white legs are in the video, dumbass.
Typing that RON underscore JZ underscore.
Okay, let's go.
They're trying to cancel you, man.
Let's go. All right. All right.
Okay, we're here. We did it.
Who did it? You and Ronnie? Ronnie with the white legs? Yeah. Good job.
Okay, well, I think that's solved. He can't have white. He can't. He's a white dude. He's a white dude.
It definitely looks like he is. His legs are white.
Well, Tom's saying that the real Ronnie got hacked by his cousin. I don't know. We got to figure out the whole Ronnie situation. Seems that Upchurch is on that. We'll just wait. We'll just follow his lead for a little bit. So, guys, in the meantime, I've kept you almost 3 hours. I really didn't mean to do that, but, you know, good company. It's hard to leave good company. So, everybody, thank you so much for the panelists today. I appreciate everybody coming up. Avi, did you get my email today?
I did. I got it late. I'm sorry. I was sleeping on the job over here.
No, that's okay. And Captain Kurt can come back on the next show because he was having some connection problems. So I appreciate everybody being here. Those that catch it in the replay or that are here right now, leave a comment after the show. Set the reminder. We go live pretty much every day, sometimes twice a day. You guys are the best. We had a lot of new people in here. You guys are super cool, as you can see. We agree to disagree, and we listen to everybody's opinions and theories. So I will be seeing you guys in the members live tomorrow. If you want to be in there, hit the join button. It's always fun. It's laid back. Have a great weekend. Great weekend. Let's keep our eyes peeled on what Adventures with Purpose has got going on, because I know I'm going to be glued to it. So you all have a great weekend. Thanks for being the best chat and best community on YouTube. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.